Wilson is traveling to Spain to go to dental school. And Fiona Herring. Fiona is going to the UK to study international relations and politics. Okay, at this stage we're going to have a short musical break, so I'd like to welcome the foremost of voices to the stage, and they are going to sing Softly As I Leave You. A big thank you to Mr. Bousfield and the foremost of voices. I'd like to welcome Dr. Weston and Ms. Darley back to the stage to present the second group of diplomas. Warren Hong. Warren will go to the United States to study computer science. Daniel Shea. Daniel will go to the United States to study biochemistry pre-med. Sophia Huang. Sophia will stay in Taiwan to study English literature. Daniel Huang. Daniel will go to Canada to study computer science. Jessica Gao. Jessica will go to Japan to study political science and economics. Stephanie Gow. Stephanie will go to the United States to study biology. Vincent Gow. Vincent will study computer science in the United States. Hai Mei Kim. Jaime will go to the United States to study culinary arts. Felix Clem. Felix will go to Germany to study business management. Calvin Koo. Calvin will go to Hong Kong to study mechanical engineering. Joelle Paul. Joelle will study architecture in the United Kingdom. Charlotte Lee. Charlotte will go to the United States to study biology. Jeffrey Lee. Jeffrey will study philosophy in the United States. Wilson Lee. Wilson will study biology in the United States. Milton Lin. Milton will go to the UK to study mathematics. Evan Lin. Evan plans to study forestry in Canada. Michelle Lin. Michelle will go to the United Kingdom to study graphic design. Janice Liu. Janice will go to Canada where she will study social work and economics. Vivian Liu. Vivian will go to the United States to study business. Linus Liu. Linus will study mathematics and physics in Canada. Kevin Ma. Kevin plans to study economics and finance in Hong Kong. Angel Mai. Angel will study industrial design in the United States. And Jessie Ma. Jessie will study photography imaging in the United States. Now for some more music, I'd like to welcome the foremost voices back to the stage, and they will perform The Circle of Life. now for our final group of graduates. We'll begin with Sean Pine. Sean will study economics in the United States. Brian Shee. Brian will also go to the United States. He will study engineering. Freya Smith. Freya will go to the United Kingdom to study economics and management. Harrison Stokes. Harry will go to New Zealand to study biomedicine. Benjamin Sue. Then we'll go to Canada to study engineering. Jeffrey Sun. Jeffrey will study medicine in the United Kingdom. Ju An Tan. Juhan will go to the United States to study engineering. Jolie Ting. Jolie will go to the United Kingdom to study accounting and finance. Olin Topham. Ola will go to the United Kingdom to study music and enterprise. Sunny Tung. Sunny will study veterinary medicine in the United Kingdom. Leslie Koo. Leslie will go to the United States to study art. Conrad Wang. Conrad will study biology in the United States. Eva Wang. Eva will study psychology in the United States. Kevin Wang. Kevin will go to the United States to study biology. Jasleen Wong. Jocelyn will study business in the United States. Jackie Wu. Jackie will also study business in the United States. Vincent Wu. Vincent will go to Canada to study computer technology. Denise Yamaguchi. Denise will study education in Australia. Jensen Yang. Jensen will go to Abu Dhabi to study economics. Michelle Ye. Michelle will go to the United States, where she will study the arts and humanities. Brian Yu. Brian will study kinesiology in the United States. And our final graduate, Melanie Yu. Melanie will go to the United States, where she will study graphic design.
Okay, our graduates can relax a little bit more comfortably into their seats now, as the most complicated part of the evening is over for them. Graduates, whilst you reflect a while on the significance of the diploma certificate that you hold in your hand, I invite to the stage the man who has spent the last carefully reflecting on every day, every triumph, and only a very occasional hiccup in your IB journey. He's been your biggest fan along the way, and I'm sure will have some wise words to impart to you. Please welcome our IB coordinator, Darren Latchford.
Good evening. It's hard to believe when I see my year group looking so splendid this evening, though sadly without Daniel Kwan wearing his lucky bright green shoes. That only yesterday afternoon I read out the instructions to candidates taking exams for the final time. Ben, David, Felix and Michelle Ye bravely fought on to the bitter end to complete their German A or German B courses, while the rest of the graduates were relaxing, celebrating and wandering around the school aimlessly. Some who had finished their exams earlier were clearly at a loss for something to do, and like lost puppies, wandered back to the multi-purpose room and sat outside it in a circle on the floor, just looking at each other. Some went to the gym and played badminton without a net. Clearly, even with comments like beautiful paper from Harry, the exams took it out of our graduates, and this is testament, I think, to how much effort they put into preparing and completing them to the best of their ability. I can see why, of course, that the IB has examinations at the very end of the course, but I sometimes wish I didn't have to be the one to read out the scary instructions at the start of each exam, just at the point where our positive relationships that we have formed are coming to an end. 30 times over the past 3 weeks, I've said things like, do you have any questions about the notices displayed to candidates in the school? Does anyone have any unauthorised material in his or her possession? This is your last opportunity to say so. The possession of unauthorised material is a breach of regulations, and so on. It sounds austere, doesn't it? I can't tell you how grateful I am then to have this opportunity tonight to talk to you as we've spoken throughout our time together. I'm happy and proud to speak to you as people I know well and for whom I have such respect and admiration. While I was following those exam instructions carefully and the students were listening so diligently, inside I was smiling throughout because I knew that these students that I have grown to know so well over a wonderful 2 years, and in some cases more, were in that dreary exam hall to shine. It was so exciting, graduates, for me to see you looking strong and determined and smiling going into those exams. I wish we could have recorded it for future students. You showed that being examined is all about success and is not something to worry about at all. Miss Garnett's inspired idea of giving everyone a Superman t-shirt may have helped. Students who take exams wearing a Superman t-shirt or a white lab coat apparently perform 8% better than those who wear normal clothes. But there is a confidence and an ability in this year group which I think is rarely seen. By my calculations, and I haven't done higher level maths or statistics, so I'm happy to be corrected, if some of you perform 8% better than predicted, we will have some of you getting 46 points out of 45 in July, and if that happens, I think I can finally retire. As teachers, we talk a lot about the ways in which we can improve the learning experience for our students, because we recognise that while we are educating them in gaining skills like language and mathematics, science, the arts, etc., we're also preparing them for lifelong learning. And to be successful in everything, we need to be nourished in a range of ways. We need to be healthy and happy and balanced in the way we approach our lives so that we can truly flourish. I've read a lot about this idea of flourishing recently, and all of what I have read could so easily be applied to this very special year group. When I watch students going into 2 or 2.5 hour examinations with smiles on their faces, I realise that this year group has mastered the art of flourishing. I also saw it at the visual arts exhibition a few weeks ago. I've seen it in your CAS reflections. I saw it when you were finishing off your extended essays, and I've seen it in your exemplary attendance record. I've also seen this passion you have for flourishing in your university applications, and I, like your teachers and parents, am very excited about where you're going next. As we've heard, we have students going on to study a range of subjects from accounting, architecture and art, to literature, mechanical engineering, medicine and veterinary biosciences. You'll be studying at some of the most prestigious institutions of higher education in the world, and indeed all over the world, ranging from Bath to Boston to British Columbia, Massachusetts to Toronto, Waseda to Waterloo, Imperial to Oxford to California, from Cornell to Carnegie Mellon to King's College London, Princeton to Purdue, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, and Leeds, Suffolk, and Sciences Po. But how did you get from IGCSE to some of these far-flung destinations? Well, part of that being brilliant from the start. Between you might not remember this, but you have 157 IGCSE A-star grades. One of you, Jensen, was IGCSE top of the world in H1 and completed an A-level in mathematics 2 years early. This year group contains our very first Harvard Book Prize winner. But what will really get you into these top universities, in short, is having completed what is recognised throughout the world as the most challenging and prestigious university preparation course available to students between the ages of 16 and 18, the IB Diploma Programme. So in the spirit of the learner profile and CAS, let's take a few moments to reflect on how the past 2 years have prepared you to take on the world. Over the past 2 years, you've enjoyed around 62,000 hours of directed, higher and standard level class time, and probably the same amount of time completing homework. This has included completing written assignments and tasks and oral recordings and presentations in Chinese, English, French, German, Japanese, Korean and Spanish, mathematical explorations, musical links investigations, timed tests, mock exams, and, as already mentioned, about 23 hours each of final exams in the past 3 weeks alone. These exams saw you responding to texts you've never seen before, applying case study information to a range of scenarios, completing 40 multiple choice questions in 45 minutes, listening to musical scores and responding to them, and writing essays in a range of languages. Given how much you were carrying around in your heads over the past few weeks, it's not surprising that I had to continue my role as a kind of surrogate parent or team captain, Mr. Motivator, the shadow that followed you around and popped up all over the place to make sure that it was crosses you put on the multiple choice paper and not elaborate colouring in designs, that your water bottles had no labels, and that the tissues were always in the right place, and that sliced oranges were waiting for you at the end of the chemistry exam after the sniffles and colds started halfway through week 2, and I realised that some of you needed a vitamin C boost. When I was your age, I did 3 subjects, which was what we did at the time. We had other supposed fun like Latin and Norwegian, but that was pretty much it. Nobody ever asked us to think about the wider world or concepts such as service. You, in contrast, are now as prepared as it's possible to be for the next stage, largely, I believe, because of the learner profile and the core, and the core for parents is CAS, the extended essay and TFA. University professors often feed back that IB students really stand out in lectures and seminars because they are, as the learner profile expects, inquirers and thinkers, and they reflect. You have spent 100 hours plus stretching your brain almost as much as you stretched those instant noodles in the Group 4 project by doing the mental gymnastics that is the Theory of Knowledge course, the best critical thinking course available to people of your age, and you'll never be the same again. The sheer range of presentations this year and the quality of the essays you've produced show that you'll slot into university life with ease, and I suspect far outperform your peers who have come from other systems. Officially, you spent 40 hours, though probably more than probably double, on your extended essay, in which you wrote between you about 244,000 words, making you extremely knowledgeable in one area of in-depth study. Your 4,000-word masterpiece will be something that you will talk about for years to come. There were 21 extended essays this year which your supervisors rated as excellent, with topics ranging from divides created in media consumption habits between digital natives and digital immigrants, to fusion of Western and Chinese contemporary fashion designs, to an investigation into how individualism and collectivism influence buying behaviour, to whether money can bring happiness, to gender roles within Catholicism and Buddhism. You spent around 150 hours developing yourselves, serving others, and doing physical activity in a CAS programme which has seen some of the best experiences and reflections we've ever had. Thank you for the unfailingly principled, caring, and reflective ways in which you undertook your major service projects in Cambodia for the Tabata organisation and in Taidong with the Buddhist people. The student leaders within this year group have been described by so many staff as the dream team because of your ability to get on with tasks and to develop them with minimal teacher involvement. Special thanks must go to Kevin Wang, Janice, Michelle Yen, Eva, Vivian and Jeffrey Sun for their leadership of the Tabata project. Some of you even have your names on wells in Cambodia in recognition of this. This year group really impressed all those involved in Tabata because your eagerness to make a difference. You went to change things and you came back to change people. Jola came back covered in plasters and bruises. Jasmine worked all day with a Cambodian woman, and though they never spoke, they made a connection. I was so proud when I heard about this. We have students who are so inherently welcoming and warm that sometimes language is not even needed. Though she won't thank me for mentioning it, especially as she has so many other strengths, Melody was so bad at hammering in nails that she fairly flattened her thumbs but never spoke a word of complaint. This is the same person who incidentally persuaded a company that polluting a river in Taipei, that was polluting a river in Taipei, to clean up its act as a direct result of the investigation she did for her extended essay. All I can say is watch out for the I should also mention Denise, who put up house walls like a machine, completing one on her own, far outperforming the boy. As a year group, your sense of service to the school has been exemplary too. Special thanks must go to Janice for her no-nonsense, efficient leadership at the student council that went from strength to strength in her period of office. And what an executive team she had. Thanks must go from all of us to Kevin Wang, the export enforcer, who shows the skills of organisation that makes me feel like I come back to school. Honestly, if you'd seen the hoodie spreadsheet and the email to teachers about washing instructions, you would have marvelled. To Eva, Michelle Yang, Melody, Angel, Freya and Warren for their exceptional achievement in the Light of the Blue event, Disco, the Connect4 website, and to quote Mr. Collins, the best prom ever. Although some of the same names keep popping up when I talk of leadership, this has always been a year group willing to work as a team, and the student council would not have been as effective without those who did not hold positions stepping up to help their friends without ever seeking any recognition. So some recognition then. My thanks to those with such a sense of community, particularly to Vincent Rao, to Jose and to Fiona. You and the house captains, Angel, Vincent Rao, Fiona, Dane, Brian Stewart, Michelle again, Joel and Chris, have made leadership look attractive to our younger students, and you've made our wonderful school even better. You'll all be missed. I think as colleagues, we will have to take special care of Dr. Weston and Ms. Chen next year as they get used to driving to work without emergency liners. And so, in the long term, as you go on to becoming our future designers, the managers of our money, innovators, professors, medics and engineers, captains of industry, leaders of education and changers of the world, and in the short term, as you safely enjoy your graduate trip, no hiring of scooters, take a moment from time to time to reflect on the sense of family that you brought to our school and to the IB programme. There's never been a sense of rivalry in this year group. Instead of competition, we have collaboration. You have always been inclusive and warm and welcoming. I don't know whether you realise the impact your politeness and positive attitudes can have and have had on your teachers and others who work with you. It may seem a small thing, but even small kindnesses like the greetings you make to us in corridors go such a long way. Every time, far none, did I see Warren, Milton, Jesse, Jose, Vincent Will, Brian Short, Leslie, Johnson, Eva, Janice, Vincent Gower, Kevin Wang and Brian New, they have always stopped what they're doing and said, a small gesture with a huge impact that says we are polite, respectful, and we love being here. I'd like to congratulate those who joined us and the programme at the beginning of H3. To Trista, Anita, Felicia, Daniel Shea, Jeffrey Lee, Wilson Lee, Sean, Conrad, Vincent Yu, and Brian Yu. Slotting into friendship groups with ease, because friendships happen so easily at 2 years. Special mention must go to Mr. Perseverance himself, Jose Palpito, who joining us in H4 took on another subject, switched some levels, and never once came on my underachievement radar. He kept all of those plates spinning and still participated fully in the wider life of the school. You have, of course, been tirelessly supported by a range of key teachers over these 2 years, and I know that you would want me to thank them on your behalf as well as my own. Our collective special thanks to Mr. Paul Lee for his leadership of the CAS programme and his team of CAS advisors, Mr. Paul Belante, Mr. Rayesh Pezwani and Mr. Paul Wright, who have chased you and helped you to get those reflections completed. To Mr. Sean Kenny for his leadership of the TOK programme and his team of teachers, Dr. Devin Matthews and Ms. Lady Bevan, for challenging you to think critically. Also, my thanks to your form teachers, Mr. Tony Collins, Mr. baptised Noesh Pezwani again, Mr. Fabrice Loretti, for greeting you every morning and setting you up for the day. My thanks also to Mr. Ian Stewart, my new Deputy Coordinator, for what he has done in support of me and you and the diploma programme in general. So now I'd like to end with my heartfelt thanks to you for being such kind, good people and for making the past 2 years so enjoyable and worthwhile. Thank you for your inclusiveness, your integrity, and all you have done to help people in our school, an organisation you clearly care so much about. Thank you for your teamwork too. Although some names have popped up more than once for being involved in so much, never forget that you're a diverse group with many gifts and talents, and you've always found ways of making them shine through, and will go on shining, that is certain. I apparently brought a tear to Miss Garnett's eye 2 years ago when in the graduation speech I said, I hope the world is as kind to you as you are to it. But actually think, in your case, the world will be kind. How could it be anything else? When you show such kindness, care and compassion, it has to be that you'll get in return. Remember who you are now and what you stand for. Always stand up for what you believe in and always have the courage to be yourselves. I hope you're able to do all that you dream of and that you continue to create opportunities for your talents to shine and that you'll always grow. You've made such a big impact here in our TES family, of which you've all been such a cherished and valued part. And so, on behalf of everyone here tonight, I sincerely wish you every success. I'm very proud of you and I will miss you.
Wonderful words, thank you, Mr. Latchford, about our wonderful young people. Now it is over to our students. After all, it is their evening. One of our high school traditions, one of the highlights of the graduating year, is the student nominations for one lucky couple to give the graduate speech. I don't mean couple romantically. The graduate speech, or maybe, I don't know, on behalf of the student body. Please join me in congratulating Janice Liu and Kevin Wang for achieving this honour and welcome them to the stage. It's a long walk. Let's give them another round of applause.
It is a tremendous honor to be representing our year group tonight at such a momentous evening in all of our lives. We would first like to begin by addressing our fellow classmates.
Let's face it, class of 2015, no one's scared of us. Back when I was in year 7, the mere sight of an H4 would shut us up. They were the top of the pyramid, and getting them to talk to you automatically made you cool.
Now, 6 years later, we're just as tall as they were, or maybe some of us at least. And this might just be me, but the kids seem to get louder wherever we go. So what's up with that, 2015? What's wrong with us?
Well, I'll tell you what's wrong. Firstly, we're way too nice. Amid drowning in our own schedules, we'd always find the time to help each other out, to check each other's essays, and offer each other moral support.
Plus, though we're mostly legal adults now, you probably shouldn't trust us to make big decisions because we are still children at heart. Remember when the study area, with the chairs, remember when they had wheels on? That were probably the reason why they took them off.
But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. I think it's safe to say that we have earned ourselves the goody two-shoes reputation. But it's not like we hold hands and sing happy songs 24/7. In fact, remember when some of us wrote a fake university rejection letter to one of our very own Milton Lynn? In all brutal honesty, we watched him suffer for a good 10 minutes, but absolutely loved it. Which shows how we aren't all that innocent. But what sets us apart is how we are able to come together, especially when ordering food during free periods.
Looking back, it's been 642 days of the IB journey, and that sheer amount of time we spent together is bound to leave its mark on our lives. It largely began with IB induction Outward Bound, which saw us traversing rivers in pouring rain during 1 minute, only to be burning our dinners during the next. But somehow it still managed to bring us together. This was, however, just the beginning to much more, including Pop Idol, Team Building Day, the IB Art Show, various sporting competitions, and many other activities. Most notably, a year ago today, we were packing our bags for Cambodia or Taiwan, made possible by Mr. Labu and Mr. Lee, expecting to have our lives changed by the experience. And alas, it did, but still managed to exceed every single expectation of ours, showing us that we can indeed make a difference in this world, however small it may be.
And let's not forget about the things that make up our IB lives at TES, or rather, the IB struggles that make up our lives. The most part of it is, without a doubt, our chronic sleep deprivation. This does not go without countless arguments with parents over our sleeping patterns.
Speaking of sleep, it was a luxury to finish your homework before 12. And even then, we'd still find a way to sleep after midnight. Soon enough, there wasn't a place we couldn't fall asleep in. The school bus, the study area, and I must point out just how comfortable the couches are, which I'm sure Jose would agree with. And of course, the classroom, every now and then.
And I cannot remember the last time our holidays, or extended study periods, as Mr. Latchford calls them, were free of stress. Facebook at 3 a.m. never gets as active as the night before the EE deadline. In hindsight, it has been a really long ride, but let's try and look at this from a different perspective. In our IB journey that has lasted 21 months, we have spent an average of 5 months in the classroom, 4 months procrastinating, with the exception of David DeGeorge, 3 months thinking about being productive, 2 months actually being productive, and the rest freaking out about the IB. Unlike the IB course, however, we will face a lifetime of TOK, because as we learned all too well, knowledge is always contested and anything can happen.
So with all of this piled up upon us, it's no doubt that we've come to cherish lunchtimes dearly. But even those come with food comas from time to time. What this meant for my timetable when maths was always before or after lunch was me feeling either too hungry to function or too full to stay awake.
So can you believe it? We have managed to complete 240 hours worth of higher level courses and 150 hours worth of standard level courses, unless you're in Mr. Latchford's English class, which is much more exciting than that. You'd think that by now all 65 of us would have lost their minds, but hey, we've made it here today, with our heads barely above the water. But nonetheless, congratulations, class of 2015. Give it up for yourselves. This year group would not have been the same, however, without each and every one of us. Imagine our year group without Leslie's cheerfulness and energy, Kevin's demanding Facebook posts as if we didn't have enough deadlines already, Harry's bank of study resources, the wise words of Dr. Kinlan Chia on our class Facebook page, our go-to cameraman Daniel, the class encyclopedia Amit, our chief designer Angel, and the initiative of our year group in leading so many teams and projects throughout the school. We're a brilliant bunch, aren't we?
But I guess we owe some of our brilliance to the teachers who have accompanied us through what seemed like forever. Moaning about the IB has since become second nature to us. But that does not go without appreciation for what you have done for us over these past 2 years. Just like how you complain about us, we complain about you too. But deep down, we know you'll miss us.
That said, we'll miss your endless encouragement, your impromptu emails, your constant reminders to go on ManageBack and update CAS, and your after-school revision sessions that a good 20% of us attend. Special thanks to Mr. Latchford and the entire IB team for being with us through these 2 years. I don't think we can find another school where teachers actively work Connect board games into math classes, and when making salsa is a legit excuse for being late. Jeffrey Lee, we applaud you for your honesty.
The role you teachers have played in our academic endeavors has been absolutely vital, assisting us both inside and outside the classroom. The support you have given us comes in many different forms: past papers, homework, tests, and everything else that keeps us up late at night, but also the warm smile and pat on the back to keep us going.
Being high school students, we never seem to manage our time effectively. And who suffers the most as a result? The office. Thus, we'd like to thank the secretaries, and Hazel especially, for dealing with our lack of organization and constantly putting up with us.
To be honest, we've been pretty difficult to deal with since the day we were born. So this celebration undoubtedly is as much one in honor of our achievements as that of our families in helping us get to where we are today. With workload and stress having increased greatly over the past few years, we've been everything from elated and spirited to moody and irritable. Nevertheless, you are the ones to give us every warm meal we come home to, every smile to keep us optimistic, and every embrace to support us when we needed it.
You believed in us even when we didn't believe in ourselves. And for that alone, we cannot thank you enough. As a parent, you were faced with the toughest job and never had a single day off. You weren't just our caretakers, you were our mentors, our friends, our role models, our heroes. Let's be real here. Who needs Superman when you have an amazing set of parents?
But standing in the center of the stage is still the 65 of us. We've dragged our feet through all too many sleepless nights and written more essays than we can count. But we've arrived here today to acknowledge our achievements. These 2 years have been tough, but it definitely goes without saying just how much we've supported each other over these difficult times to keep us relatively sane. Tonight, we know we've won, and I couldn't have asked for a better team to celebrate this victory.
Looking back, when we were young, we'd envision ourselves becoming the best, the greatest, the tallest, the happiest. But as we grow older, we seem to come to realize just how small and seemingly insignificant we are. We then begin to think to ourselves, what's the point of doing all this, of trying so hard? Graduating high school, going to university, getting a job, seemingly all too formulaic to leave room for any of our ambitions.
And that's not the end of it. Putting things into perspective, we are 65 people in a world of 7.3 billion. In numbers, we're next to nothing in this world. But the world's not much of seen only in numbers, right? Well, the same goes for us. In fact, we're not just 65 people, we are 65 individuals, 65 identities with 65 different stories to tell.
Numerically, we do not add up to much, so it seems almost impossible for us to make a change. But frankly, haven't we changed the world already? A year ago, we were given the privilege to extend a helping hand to families in need. With this foundation, who knows what we'll be doing years from now?
So we aren't all that little after all. The thing is, it doesn't matter how many people we've managed to help or how much of an impact we've made on the world. What matters is that it's there. And truth be told, it's only going to flourish even further. At this stage in our lives, it's hard to even grasp this angle of thought, as we are too often focused on what lies on the surface to even begin to notice the presence of a bigger picture.
So 2015, let's take a moment to step back and look at what's ahead of us again. Graduating high school, reaching a milestone, going to university, pursuing a passion, getting a job, achieving a dream. So 2015,
Let's make dreams happen.
Thank you both for fitting final words on behalf of your friends and fellow students. Before we close the graduation ceremony this evening, a special personal thanks from me to everybody who's contributed in bringing the event to fruition, in particular James Woodall, Darren Latchford, Dr. Weston, our H4 form tutors, the music department and choir, and Maureen and her willing band of volunteers who've had a very busy day today with the summer fair. And as Janice and Kevin mentioned, our wonderful secretarial team in Hazel, Anne, Natalie and Lillian. A special thank you also from me, and I'm sure I speak for our students and parents when I extend our gratitude to Mr. Jack Shull. I know he's in here somewhere, I'm not quite sure where. He's our University and Careers Coordinator, and I'd like to thank him for his unwavering and passionate support of our students this year in guiding them through the minefield of university applications. And our heartfelt thanks also to our teachers and heads of department, to the IB team, Mr. Kenny, Mr. Lee, Mr. Stewart, who join us this evening to see their student reach the end of this academic chapter, for their hours of lesson planning and preparation, and for taking so seriously the shared responsibility we feel for our students' academic success. And of course, my final thanks to parents for delivering our graduates here on time this evening, and of course for your constant support of the school. And my deepest thanks to our graduating students. We are exceptionally proud of you. Our school has been a better place for your presence, and we will really miss you, but also will take vicarious delight in the adventures that you are no doubt about to embark upon. Please keep in touch with us. I would now like to introduce Mr. Mark Lintott, the Chair of the TES Board of Governors, to help close this year's graduation ceremony. Please give Mark a warm welcome.
I have to say there's considerable disadvantage given the last. Just about everything I had written down has already been said and thanked and done and that basically everything done. However, I'll keep it short. I have rows in the back that another speech and another speech. So I'll make it brief and get the food and drink and I would like to first of all, I've got two or three things to say. First of all, congratulations obviously to the class on alumni, and all the students are all alumni. So congratulations to you. You've all heard tremendous things about your exploits, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot more in the future to come. So thank you very much. I want to thank the teachers in school. Basically. We've heard speeches from Mr. Latchford and Mr. Garnett and Alan Weston. But there are, and I'm sure the students already know this and the parents are probably aware of it, but the support and the professionalism of the faculty of this school is outstanding, in my opinion. And at the end of Darren Latchford's speech, my wife went over to me yesterday and said, "Look, I'm not that fun girl." And I have to agree. I mean, I've been to 3 of these graduation ceremonies, and Darren, your speeches always make me sort of blow up. And the relationship we have with your speeches is outstanding. And I think we should all be really grateful for that. And next to that, of course, all the faculty members of the school who dedicate their lives and dedicate their time to the well-being and the success of our students. And I think that we need to go around the Finally, on top of that, or next to that, of course, is the administration of the school, management and the oversight of the school, led by Dr. Alan Weston. You've heard him speak earlier on. He's again, a dedicated professional person, and he runs his school in a very tight and very organized, but a very human way. It's a family school, a family curriculum, and a lot of that comes down to the leadership of Dr. Weston and the right direction. Thank you. last thing I've got to say is, I remember when I graduated, and all I wanted to do was just get a bed for a week and go hang out with the beach and drink beer. And I think you're probably going to do that. And congratulations, you deserve it. I would say that life, I mean, this is I hate to be a sort of old fogey, but life is, this is not a rehearsal. When you leave school, a lot of the structure that you've experienced disappears, and the responsibility for your life falls over your shoulder. You know what your parents or your teachers will be shuffling around in different things, different events, and different schedules. You take on that responsibility. And unless you end up on the stage, of course, life is not a rehearsal. Every day is once you've lived that day, once you've done your things that day, it's done. Don't waste it. Work hard. Be yourself. Make your parents proud. Make your school proud. And just remember that every day counts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt. Now, all that remains is to invite our graduates, or alumni, as I must call them now, to the stage for a final group photograph. You know your positions. And also invite our parents and guests to make their way outside for some much-needed refreshments. Thank you very much.